Hi, hi. So, as you can tell from the title of this video, I am going to discuss gay marriage. Yay! So, America finally woke up and legalized it. Good lord, how many years after us as Canadians? I don't know, but the point is they did it. They did it, and it, it's incredible. I cried when I found out. Even though I'm not an American, I do know a lot of Americans, especially through uh, YouTube and Google Plus, and through even though I don't frequent it as often as I used to, like Twitter and stuff like that. There are, I don't really know much about uh, this the process of it in America, because fuck, your government's confusing. I thought ours was, but yours is way confusing. But I know that a couple of states were able to do it, or they were able to do civil unions that were still legally binding or whatever. I don't know, so correct me in the comments if you'd like. But I know now that it's federal, and what I wanted to discuss was the fact that there's this kerfuffle going on between the churches and the state and the federal government, obviously, because there are a lot of churches that have bigot rules in which they are prejudiced against homosexuals and they will not marry them. And I may piss a lot of people off by saying this, but they have the right to do that. As much as that hurts me to say, as somebody who is pansexual and completely supports gay marriage and the right to do it and the right to be with somebody you love, at the same time, because religions are so bigoted, because religions are so bigoted and because their precepts are founded on that bigotry, they're going to refuse to do gay marriage. And in my opinion, I'm okay with that. Why? It's completely unfair. It's I keep throwing around the word bigot, but it is. It's ignorant. They're dwelling in the past, and in my opinion, it is their death. That's why I think it's okay. People have the right to refuse service to people in retail settings if they're uncomfortable, or if somebody's being rude. I've done it when I was able to work. I have had to refuse customers because they were just completely, I felt threatened by them. So, and just like in America, how they have that new bigotry law about how you can refuse services to someone who you think is gay or who's against your religion and stuff like that. We all know it's just an excuse to say, like, no gays allowed and stuff like that. It's sexual apartheid, basically. And though that's going to kill those businesses. And even though the law is absolutely disgusting, and the fact that it passed in this day and age is disgusting, in my opinion, it's probably the best thing that could happen, because it's going to make those businesses suffer. They're going to die out, because it is overwhelmingly obvious that the tides are changing now. That you can be gay, you can be pan, you can be bi, you can be A, you can be intersex, you can be transsexual, you can be anything. And nobody has the right to molest you, like federally, physically, or anything like that. They shouldn't have a free pass just because you don't fall into their sexual category of cis straight. And therefore, if the churches don't want to marry homosexual couples, that's fine. They shouldn't have to, because again, their religion is founded on these homophobic and racist precepts. Without those precepts, it can't be the religion that they are anymore. It's just the way that they are. They are racist and homophobic institutions, and therefore it would be hypocritical of them to promote gay marriage. If there are churches there that aren't bigots and do have clergy that support love in all forms, that's cool. And I think that they have the right to marry whoever the fuck they want, and that the churches that are bigots have no say whatsoever, especially if it's a different denomination, which that's a whole new video. Like, I don't get the denominations, it's so stupid. But so that's my opinion on that. I think it's a good thing that people can marry whoever they want and who they love. Like, I'm so happy about it. So happy that people can marry who they love now, like on both sides of this border. It just blows me away, and how the world is just changing. I'm so happy about it, but at the same time, I'm also perfectly fine with the social assassination of churches who feel the need not to do it, because it'll kill them. It'll kill the religion. The religions that will survive are the ones that believe in free love. Like, well, actually, yeah, believe in free, positive love. Those are the ones that are going to survive, and the ones that refuse it, they'll die out. And good riddance. So if anything, we should be happy that they're not, that they don't have to do it, because would you really, really want somebody to marry you against their own will and tarnish your ceremony because of their own personal beliefs? Now, that being said, this is kind of a segue into this. This has also brought up the discussion of, like I said before, the bigotry law, where you can refuse service to people you presume are gay. I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, doctors. Okay, so this has happened to me in the past. Believe it or not, I am sexually active. And when I first started to be sexually active, I did go on the birth control pill, which was a bad idea, but whatever, that's a different video too. But at the time, I didn't have a family doctor, so I had to go to walk-in doctors. And I have a problem with this, okay? If you go to a walk-in clinic, you expect a doctor who's able to help you. Walk-in clinics are not specialist clinics. Walk-in clinics are supposed to accept everybody. And a couple of times when I did ask for a renewal on my birth control, I was refused because I was not married, and the doctor did not believe in birth control. And that's where I have a problem. It's going to happen. Like, I can't imagine the backlash that's going to happen when it comes to doctors and gay couples coming in, because they're going to refuse services. And in my opinion, and this is a very unpopular opinion, if you want to be a doctor, cool. But you have to understand something. You can't go into a profession like that and be a bigot and be judgmental and have your religious values like completely prevent you from doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is healing people. If you want to open up a private clinic that says Jews only, Muslims only, women only, men only, do whatever the fuck you want. Do it there. Be racist and homophobic there. But a public clinic for everybody should be able to serve everybody. And if you can't get past your prejudices in order to help somebody, you should quit or change your job or open that racist clinic, now that you can do it in the States. Can't do it here in Canada. But, yeah, I don't agree with that. So it's kind of, I guess this was more of weddings and doctors. How random. But they're related because it's all about that prickly thing about denying service to people, about how everybody has the right to have service. Yeah, everybody has the right to have service, but people have the right to refuse you service if they feel that you are a threat or if they are an asshole. They have every right to do it, and you have every right to complain about it, and you have every right to tell everybody that these people are bigots and don't deserve your money, and that will kill them. At least financially. I would not condone killing anybody over this, like, at all. Don't kill people over this. But do you see what I mean? It's social suicide. Let them kill themselves. And those bigot doctors, let them do it too, because really, would you really want a bigot to do anything like that, like to oversee your body? And your marriage? I sure as fuck wouldn't. Just food for thought.